All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. My name is Hazik Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach. I'm a self esteem development expert, starting with my own. And our whole goal is to help you go further, faster, with less effort every single morning. Monday through Saturday, we're here for you. Let's get it going.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you. Just hold on.
Let's get it. Let's get it. We tuning in live from LinkedIn. We got the YouTube family in the house. We got mad Facebook groups joining in. We got the live line.
All participants are muted.
We even got Twitter in the house, y'all.
Entry and exit tones are off.
So why are we here this morning? We're here because we're looking to go further, faster, with less effort, right? Everybody that tunes in every morning is an entrepreneur, or they want to be. Everybody who tunes in every morning is a servant leader, or they want to be. Everybody who tunes in every morning is in some form of sales, whether they love it or not. They're like, dang, I done messed around and gotten myself into sales. I never wanted to be in sales before in my life, but now I done messed around and found myself in an economy, in a society, in a moment in time where I'm going to have to mess around and start selling something. Well, what happens between that thought and the actual reality of us coming home and picking up the remote control? What actually happens right there? Well, that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Right now, somebody say, I'm in control of my energy and give me a share. I'm in control of my energy and give me a share. Y'all know it's check-in time. Y'all know it's time for you to rep your city. What kind of business do you have? How do you help people? While y'all are giving me that, this weekend's Kaizen Academy is going to be amazing. We're doing part 3 of a series that we've done on what's called the law of attraction. Many of you that have followed me for years, you know my story about going from, sleeping in my car, now I just telling my man Jamal how I'm about to buy a Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? And, it feels like an incredible journey. Like I saw my son's eyes light up when I started showing him, the different Rolls Royces I was choosing between and all of this stuff. But it's wild when a minute ago, this right here was just an image on the cover of this coloring book. I almost bought this Bentley. You know what I mean? I have proof that law of attraction works. I know for a fact visualization works. I know for a fact affirmations work. I know that I should not be here if we were just dealing with the laws of man. If it was not for the fact that God created this whole world with the word, if it wasn't for the fact that I know for sure there's a miracle under your nose, it's called your mouth, I wouldn't be this passionate. I wouldn't be here every morning still saying my affirmations, still repeating, I am now the best example of all my best advice. Every single morning, still repeating, I love myself. I love my life. Every morning, still repeating, money comes to me easily and frequently and from all kinds of ways. You know what I mean? I'm still repeating every morning, I am so happy and grateful. I've been doing this 6-7 years straight. What would make me that passionate? Is it just because I love working for free? Is it just because I love waking up early, 7:30 a.m. every morning and talking to a bunch of strangers? Even though this is my family, these ain't strangers, but you get what I'm saying? Every morning, y'all bring some strangers around, so I get to talk to my family. And then there's also new people I get to meet and introduce to my family, AKA strangers. Do you think I just love waking up every morning doing? It must be working. There must be something I'm noticing in my life that I ain't no fool. You can call me a lot of things, but I ain't crazy. Well, I probably ain't kind of crazy, but I ain't no fool. You know what I'm saying? So what drives me with this level of passion? I'm going to tell you something. Working hard to do something you don't want to do is called stress. Working hard to do something you love is called passion. What gives me this level of passion? I'm telling you, it's my philosophy. It's the level of awareness I have about how my words are actually affecting my universe, how my thoughts are actually affecting my reality, how my vision is actually affecting what people see around me. You hear me? That's what the law of attraction is about. So that first class, we focused on nothing but the atom, the basic building block of matter, at least is the way science describes. Now we know there's subatomic matter as well, right? And we got into some of that. The next week, we got into the brain. Like your brain is this incredible receiving station. It's this incredible transmission station. And we were never given an instruction manual. So I went really deep into how the brain works in class number 2. And in class number 3, which is Saturday at 7 p.m., you can watch the replay if you're a member of the Academy. You're talking about paying less than $2 a day, man. Even on the VIP package, you're paying less than $3 a day, and you get access to every class we've ever done, all the homework, all the activities, and I guarantee you increase. So I hope that you are ready for this Saturday's Kaizen Academy. Yeah, Jamal talking about, I told him this story yesterday about how when I started doing Good Morning Millionaire, I was fresh out of it, man. I was something like Napoleon Hill, who many of you know, many of you don't. He wrote Think and Grow Rich, but he was like this broke journalist. I was fresh out of homelessness when I started even doing this training in the mornings and whatnot. And I was telling Jamal how, I didn't even have I didn't have internet. Like where I was living was so old that they didn't have it wired for cable. So I couldn't have Netflix, so that was good, but I also couldn't have internet. And the only reason I was able to do this is because my cell phone plan gave me a free iPad and grandfathered me into this unlimited data plan. So that's how I could do Good Morning Millionaire. And I got the idea from this lady, Talia, who's on this reality TV show called Selling It in the ATL. And she's like, what we do at Keller Williams? We do an affirmation call every morning. I was like, say less. And then the next morning I started the affirmation call because I was already doing affirmations, but I was like, this will help everybody's life because I was already watching it transform my life. And something else me and Jamal was laughing about is how even when I was broke, Jamal would fly out there to the West Coast with me and wait outside while I ran inside to see my children and whatnot. Like I didn't even have money for it was messed up, man. Like everybody say homeless, but nah. If you ever know somebody truly coming out of homelessness, I'm talking about my mouth was destroyed to the point where, I didn't have dental insurance. And if you had it, it's a joke. So what you going to do? Just chew on the other side of your mouth? You know what I mean? Being broke sucks. Being broke sucks. But I'm telling you what sucks even worse. Having no idea how to change your situation. The beauty of this thing called life is that you top of the food chain. You're God's highest form of creation. That means if you will just think, then you can grow. And if you will think rich, then you will grow rich. Problem is, a lot of us don't think. And then the other problem is when we are thinking, we're thinking about negativity. Am I making sense to y'all? So that's why I'm so passionate about what we do every morning. You know what I mean? I hope that you feel the love that I have for you when I'm doing this. This is a labor of love. Obviously, this is completely free of charge. We're doing this because of the fact that I promised that if God got me out of it, I would do everything I could to be his hands and feet. I would do everything I could to share the stuff that he gave me so that you can get it a lot earlier and with a lot less pain than I did. So this morning, what we're going to talk about is how to get rid of exhaustion. We're going to jump into it real quick because we only got a few minutes left now that I done got off my soapbox. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, But now we're going to talk about exhaustion techniques. So if you're watching this, or if you have somebody watch this replay, have them fast forward in about 10 minutes. And that's when we get started, if they don't want to hear all that other stuff about this weekend's class. But to us, normal people, y'all, the unmotivated masses, exhaustion happens a lot. Can I get a witness? We be tired. We be tired of being tired. Am I right? It's a part of our daily lives. And if you read the definition of exhaustion, it'll probably say something like a state of extreme physical or mental fatigue, right? That's exhaustion. Can I get a witness? Or the action or the state of using something or something being used up completely. You've exhausted it. Is that making sense? So are you feeling tired yet? Are you feeling unmotivated yet? I mean, if not, we can keep on listening to me read the definitions over and over again to you. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is we all know that this definition is accurate. Exhaustion means it's going to be hard for us to be motivated. It's going to be hard for us to be that caffeinated hype, you know what I mean? Energetic, enthusiastic, contagious superstar that we dream of being. Reality starts to tear us down. Reality starts to disappoint us. That's life. So what can we do so we don't waste this downtime? My mentor says that he discovered why they call it downtime. He was like, it's because that's when most people engage in the activities that keep them from going up. So what are some ways that we can use this downtime, this feeling of exhaustion, and power through it so we can attack those goals that we wrote in that 90-day planner? Everybody that ordered the 90-day planners and things are going out later on the day. If you don't have your 90-day planner, we want to encourage you to do it. You know, what's today, Wednesday? Yeah. So if you had your 90-day planner, you'd be writing everything out right there. This thing is cold, y'all. So you can get that from millionaireminded.com too. All right, here's the first one, y'all. Here's the first one. Tell ourselves to meditate. Tell ourselves to meditate. This is the first trick you got to beat exhaustion. This is no effort. Think about it. This fits our no energy, present state of mind. Like we come home, we're exhausted. Instead of picking up the remote control, we tell ourselves to meditate. It takes no effort to close our eyes and just zone out for a minute. Plus, we can now tell ourselves we're doing something constructive. Ain't that dope? Meditation is what helps our minds to reorganize. It helps our minds clear out all the trash, all the random minutia and trivia. It refreshes us. We feel refreshed when we're done meditating. Can I get a witness? Anybody ever tried this? Check this out. Write this in your notes. Difficult tasks are always easier if we meditate first. Somebody write that in the comments. Difficult tasks are always easier if we meditate first. That's it. Difficult tasks are always easier if we meditate first. It's a fact. It's a fact. Let them know, Queen. All right, here's the second one I got for you. Learn something that's new, helpful, interesting. Learn something new, helpful, and interesting, right? Learn something new, helpful, and interesting. That's number 2 I got for you. This tells our brain we're making forward progress. Check this out, y'all. Will Smith once said this, I believe this. The definition of happiness is having something to look forward to. The definition of happiness is having something to look forward to. So what if we could look forward to the progress we're going to make now that we done learn something new, right? This could be a skill we need for the future. This could be something really, really interesting that takes our minds off our current exhaustion. Last night, I had to have a meeting super late at night with one of my assistants. I was tired as heck. You know what I mean? But guess what? After I was able to push past that exhaustion by reminding myself I'm about to learn something new, before I knew it, I looked up and she was trying to get off the phone with me. Boy, I swear to you, I did not want to answer that phone. I hadn't even eaten yet for the day. I missed breakfast yesterday. This is the stuff y'all don't hear on the road to the Rolls Royce and all of that. I missed breakfast. I missed lunch. I went and did a speaking engagement. I had a little something for breakfast. I had like an orange juice because I went out there with Dr. Marilyn at the Health and Beauty Institute. She had me speaking to her crew out there and whatnot. Never had time for lunch. Finally ate something, and then my assistant wanted to call. And then next thing you know, we on the phone. Listen, I would not have made it through. I would not have made it through if I didn't use number 2. Learn something new, something helpful, something interesting. That can take our mind off the exhaustion. Sometimes it might be a meeting like I had, but sometimes it might be a YouTube video. Sometimes it might be some instructional podcast. My point is, use the time, don't lose the time. Here's the third one, y'all. Check out your environment. Check out your environment. This is the third one I got for you. Are we exhausted because of where we are? You know, some of us work in bed, but I'm going to tell you, some of us need to stop trying to do that and instead work at a desk. That way, when you get in bed, it's time to sleep. But when you're at the desk, it's time to work. Your environment might be making you sleepy because this is where you normally sleep. Your environment might be bringing your energy down because this is where you normally relax, right? Check out our environment. Are we exhausted because of where we are? Are we exhausted because of who we're with? You ever been around somebody that just drain your energy, right? Are we exhausted because of what we're doing? Is it just some mind-numbing task, right? If that's the case, maybe a change of scenery is in order, right? Maybe it's time for us to change up the what my Kaizenites know I always call habitat. Maybe it's time to change up the habitat, right? Maybe instead of the local donut shop, right? Where we listening to everybody complain about their life while we're on this sugar high. Maybe it's time for us to take a walk around the block, right? Maybe it's time for us to walk around the block. Environments change everything, y'all. Environments make a difference. Environments make a difference. You change your environment, you're going to change your mentality. Not to mention, sometimes getting up and walking around changes your physiology, which obviously changes your psychology. Everybody with me? Here's number 4. Here's number 4. Everybody with me? Tell your mind it's recharge time. Tell your mind it's recharge time. Yeah, Grover, check out that environment. That's right, Charlene. Difficult tasks are always easier if we meditate first. That's right, Vita Lachey. Learn something new. Learn something helpful. Learn something interesting. That's exactly right, Jamila. Let's go, Jaylyn. Black Pretty and Paid is in the house. Mimi the Motivator's up in here. All right, number 4. Tell our minds it's recharge time. Y'all with me? Chelsea Thicklin in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Tell our minds it's reset time. It's recharge time, Ashley. Y'all with me? It's reset time. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, here's what I mean by that. Here's what I mean. Hey, Dion, Atlanta is an environment for you, boy. I'm going to tell you. There ain't nothing like being around a bunch of entrepreneurs that remind you really ain't doing it as big as you think you is. There's levels. Stay humble. That's what Atlanta do for you. All right, here's number 4. Tell your mind it's recharge time. Tell your mind it's recharge time. What do we mean by that? When we finish resting, we can get busy. We expect our minds to push us forward now. We can influence our minds by giving them expectations, right? We know that whenever we anticipate something, it gives us a little boost of energy. Well, we can do the same thing with recharge time, right? We can yell break time so we don't feel guilty about loafing off and scrolling the internet for about 5 minutes. We give ourselves that 5-minute break and then we back to work, right? But don't sneak and do it so you feel worse. Tell yourself we're doing it with intention so we feel dope. Break time. Let's go. 5 minutes of scrolling. You know what I mean? They just sent the notification saying, Hazik just posted some new content. Let me go check out what the boy put up. He's always putting up interesting stuff. Hold up. Do y'all follow me on Instagram? I'll be putting up interesting stuff. Follow me at No Money Down King on Instagram. Follow me, No Money Down King on Instagram. All right, shameless plug. All right, but you see what I'm saying? Now you don't feel guilty about taking that break because you did it with intention. Here's number 5. Check your fear of failure program. Check your fear of failure program. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. Check out your fear of failure program. Maybe we ain't got exhaustion. Maybe we just scared to bust a move and we procrastinating because we feel like we about to lose. We feel like secretly this ain't good enough. We're procrastinating because of a fear of failure. Let's remember, here's what we do with that one. Anybody can relate to that? If you can relate to that, let me see fear of failure. Let me see fear of failure if you can relate to that. I'm about to give you a hack that's going to change your life. You're going to be so happy you tuned in this morning or this afternoon or this evening if you're watching the replay. You're going to love this. Let me see fear of failure if you can relate to this whole feeling like, I'll just move on to doing something a little more comfortable because that task feels a little too daunting. That mountain seems a little bit too steep. Anybody ever felt that way? Fear of failure, right? Straight up, Charlene. I ain't lying to you. Fear of failure. I love it. Fear of failure. Let's get it. Fear of failure. All right, check this out, y'all. Whenever you feel that overwhelming thing that makes you want to switch tasks, move your goal from the end of the task to the goal of just what 60 seconds into that task feels like. Instead of the goal of practicing this whole song on the violin, let's move our goal to just getting the instrument out the case in the next 60 seconds. You see that? Instead of the goal being, we're going to finish the book tonight, let's make the goal, let's just pull it up on our laptop in the next 60 seconds. You see what I mean? After we get going, a lot of times the momentum will take us from there. But our new goal needs to be what we want to accomplish in the first 60 seconds of the task. That keeps us motivated. Everybody with us? Everybody with me? Everybody with me? You take baby steps to success. That's right, Mimi. You take baby steps to success. Here's number 6. Remind ourselves that even geniuses have to rest. That's number 6. Remind ourselves, even geniuses got to rest sometimes. Listen, even God rested on the seventh day. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. We in good company. Thomas Edison used to stay taking naps out there in Menlo Park. You hear me? This could be to prompt our brains from having an aneurysm, right? This could be to prevent our brains from overheating. You don't know. You don't know. The universe could secretly be protecting us from a treadmill accident. You don't know. You don't know. Y'all with me? Here's number 7. Physical movement. Physical movement. I touched on this a little bit earlier. Appreciate that, Chris. Chris is like everybody. Now y'all know my right hand woman. You know, crystal clear is in the house. She said it's all of y'all watching. It's way more than 25 watching, Crystal. From wherever you watching, you can only see 25, but people are watching on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook groups. So it's way more than 25, but that's even more than her point, y'all. Can everybody like this real quick? Can everybody like it? Because if you're watching it and you're not liking it, that means Facebook going to keep on crushing us and YouTube going to keep crushing us to the bottom of the algorithm. Appreciate that, Crystal. I'm always supposed to remember to ask y'all to do that. So please like it if you are enjoying this, y'all. What about physical movement? That was number 7, physical movement. Yeah, we're exhausted, but we still don't mind dancing. The right song come up. When we move and we get in motion, all of a sudden motivation is a lot easier. Right now, we're trying to deal with being stuck. We're trying to deal with being stuck in place. You know, listen, we've all been in that place where we do not want to move. Like, oh, but then we've all had that moment where our favorite song come on. It's like, woo! Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Actually dancing at the club. Now you walk in the club and it's all VIP sections. Am I dating myself? Do y'all remember when a song coming like, ooh, that's my song? Right, ladies? Y'all be like, girl, that's my song. And then y'all will run to the dance floor. Them days is over, right? But anyway, all I'm saying is, if you remember that feeling, you know what I'm talking about. You'll get a spark of energy. We can attempt that movement by telling ourselves, now's a great time to go and dance. Or now's a great time, check this out, to go to the refrigerator and get some snacks, right? That ain't the optimal solution for a lot of us who are trying to watch, who are trying to preserve our sexy and stuff, preserve our health. That ain't always the best solution, but it is movement. It will move. I tell you what if we say it's a good time to go to the refrigerator and get a glass of water? No, not as fun as getting up to get a cookie. All right, whatever. Here's number 8. Are we craving an electronic pacifier? Are we craving electronics? Ask ourselves this so we can embarrass ourselves real quick if we tripping. Are we craving electronics? Is that our big problem? Has our internet connection created an addiction in our minds, right? If so, maybe we tell ourselves, look, I won't go on the internet. I can only rest. Are we exhausted or are we craving a dopamine fix to see who liked that post of our lunch yesterday? Which one is it? Because if it's true exhaustion, we shouldn't mind telling ourselves, all right, we're going to rest for a minute, Playboy, but no internet, no social media, right? Within a few minutes, our boredom going to kick in and we're ready to do something more productive. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Number 9, think opposite. Think opposite. Hey, Glenn, you sounded like a Kaizenite. You sounded like a Kaizenite. In that course we have on habits, which is a game changer for anybody who's looking to change their lives, we talk about setting up hot triggers and cold triggers. So you're right on point. All right, check it out. Think opposite. Charlie Munger, that's Warren Buffett's right-hand man, billionaire and right-hand man to Warren Buffett. He's like, think opposite. What does it mean? This is a tool he uses called the inversion process. You ask yourself how to get the opposite results you want. Like, for instance, what can I do that'll make me even less motivated? And then you write down a list of all those things and avoid those. What if you were to ask yourself, somebody give me that in the comments, what could I do that would make me even less motivated? Now your mind starts exploring all of this stuff, and just the thought process of something so novel, something so unique, something that you rarely ever think about will give you a little motivation, right? Everybody with me? Somebody write that down in the questions. Somebody write that down in the questions. What can I do that would make me even less motivated? Isn't that interesting? What could I do that would make me an even worse boyfriend, an even worse husband? Or ladies, what if you ask yourself, what could I do to make myself an even worse daughter, an even worse wife? And then you avoided all of that stuff. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. What can I do to make me even less motivated, Morose? Yeah, Grover. That's right. That's right. We call that the inversion tool. We call that the inversion technique or the inversion tool. And here's the last one I got for you. Be daring. Be daring is number 10, y'all. Maybe you just have them come put them joints that yell clear. What they call it, defibrillators. Maybe you just have somebody come put them on your chest, like boom. You know what I mean? Or maybe you find some 440 volt coffee that you're just gonna douse yourself with. Maybe you do an IV and you just put the caffeine straight into your bloodstream, right? Maybe you go with 100 decibel death metal music. Y'all ever heard that death metal where literally the whole song be like, whoa, and like you just hear some, it's just guitars in the background, and they literally grab the mic and they're like, whoa. Y'all ever? No? Well, maybe you don't use that one. But my point is, music will create a state change. So I hope this list was helpful to you. It's a good way to like kind of, motivate yourself when exhaustion is the enemy. But here's another way. You can do affirmations. It's affirmation time, y'all. Let's get it. Repeat after me. This Saturday's Kaizen Academy is all about the law of attraction, y'all. It's all about the law of attraction. If you want the link, put link in the comments and we'll get it to you. We'll get it to you. Make sure you join the text message list. It's right there. Text @MillMind to 81010. Join the email list, millionaireminded.com. Go to millionaireminded.com. And every week, the newsletter features mindset, skill set, and heart set that'll help you go further, faster, with less effort. Mindset, skill set, and heart set. All right, y'all. Happy Wednesday to everybody. I hope you're feeling good. Is that what today is? Is today Wednesday? All right. Repeat after me, millionaires. Say it like you mean it. Here we go. I am so happy.